What is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing today? Today we're going to be doing another top 5 favorite things video, and in this one we're going to be doing my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies, and this is including anything that's a Dragon Ball movie. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, even like the, what was it, like a TV feature, which is like History of Trunks, and I think the Bardock one. Anything like that considered like a Dragon Ball Z movie type thing that wasn't in the series. It was more like a movie or a TV special. That's what those were. Even the OVA movies like Plan to Eradicate All the Super Saiyans or like episode of Bardock. So any of those. And I also want you guys to comment in the comments below. Let me know what your top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies are. I am one of the biggest Dragon Ball Z fans. Dragon Ball Z is my favorite thing. I love it more than Marvel, than DC. I just love Dragon Ball Z. That's why Dragon Ball Z SH Figure Arts is my favorite figures, my favorite figure line from Tamashii Nations. But anyway, let's get into the top 5 countdown and start it with number 5, which is going to be Dragon Ball Z, The History of Trunks. I love this movie. This is definitely my number 5 and my top 5, obviously. I just love how they gave us the background story of future Trunks, to take a look at his future, of how all the Z fighters perished, they all died. The only ones left were Gohan and Trunks, and of course Bulma was still alive, helping them out as well. And Android 17 and 18 were like taking over the world, destroying everything. They were really, really evil, but like the ones from the future that Trunks went to, they weren't as evil in that one, but they were very evil in Trunks's history, or in his timeline. But this movie was just great. I just loved it, how Gohan is training Trunks because Trunks can't take it anymore, how the androids just keep killing people, destroying everything. So Gohan decides to teach him, take him as his pupil, and teach him how to be a Z fighter, pretty much. Teach him everything about the ki, energy, and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. And they have to battle against, of course, androids 17 and 18, who are very evil, like I just said. So far, I just love how that story is right there. The androids are very powerful. Gohan gets his ass kicked by them. He could handle himself a little bit. Trunks just gets the shit kicked out of him because he's still in training, still a little kid. He doesn't know how to go Super Saiyan or anything. But the androids just team up against Gohan, and Trunks tries to help Gohan out, but he really can't really succeed because Gohan is still in the middle of training him. But you feel so bad for Gohan. Eventually, he loses his arm. I think I forgot which one of them like chopped his arm off. But you feel bad for him. It's just Gohan by himself. He's trying to train Trunks so he could have somebody on his side to help him fight these evil androids that Dr. Gero created. And it's just a great story. If you've never seen this Dragon Ball Z TV special, I consider it a movie. You definitely need to check it out. I loved this movie TV special. It was great. I just loved the part where Gohan dies, and then Trunks just loses it, and he goes Super Saiyan. I really loved that part. It was really sad too, seeing Gohan die, and Trunks was all sad, and then his true Super Saiyan power came out, and then I think he tried to fight them, and he couldn't do it, and he gets away or something like that. But it is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you definitely need to check this movie out. That's why it's on my top 5 list at number 5. Dragon Ball Z, The History of Trunks. Definitely check it out. It's on Blu-ray and DVD. You can get it anywhere, pretty much. I don't know if it's on digital. I don't know if you can get it digital. It's on YouTube too, so if you want to watch it, check it out on YouTube. It's a great movie TV special. So that is my number 5, Dragon Ball Z, History of Trunks. Let's get on to number 4. Number 4. And number 4, my favorite Dragon Ball Z top 5 movies right here is definitely got to be Dragon Ball Z, Bardock, Father of Goku. I really loved this movie. It was more of a TV special than a movie, but I consider it a movie. But it was a great story of Dragon Ball Z. It had nothing to do with Goku and all of them. You do see Vegeta in it, which is pretty cool. He was a kid in it, but I love how they explored Goku's father, Bardock. Really, really cool character, awesome character right here. Really cool story. I think the story was a little too short. I wish I was at least like an hour, a little bit longer than an hour. I think it was like 40 minutes, but it felt a little too short for me, and it went by way too quick. I didn't think they put enough into the story. I wish they would just make like a mini series of Bardock. That would be really, really awesome. But this movie is about like Bardock and his little group of Saiyans. How they work for Frieza, of course. The Saiyans do. They go down to different planets, take over it. They turn into the Great Ape and stuff, take over it and all that. But yeah, the Saiyans worked for Frieza, as we all know if you watch all the Dragon Ball Z series and movies and stuff. But Bardock and his group take over this planet that they show in the beginning, and it's a planet of these creatures or aliens that live there, and those aliens can like read minds and see the future and stuff. And one of them actually wasn't dead, and he kind of attacks Bardock, and actually he doesn't really attack him. He just gives Bardock that power of being able to see into the future. So Bardock starts seeing things, and he's kind of confused at what he's seeing. He's seeing like Frieza destroying his people, the Saiyans and stuff. He's starting to see his son fighting Frieza and this and that. So Bardock's kind of confused, but he starts catching on in the movie, which is pretty cool. I think I like how he has like a green in his Saiyan armor. Looks pretty cool. But Bardock starts catching on. Frieza starts noticing that Bardock and his group are getting a little too powerful, so he sends Dodoria. He sends them on like a bogus mission. Meanwhile, Frieza had Dodoria and a bunch of his minions there, and they kill Bardock's group. But Bardock wasn't there at the time, and he heads over to that planet because he thinks they started without him to join, and he goes there to join them and stuff. And then he goes there, and then he finds his friends and his group all dead and everything, and Bardock doesn't understand what's going on. And then he realizes it was Frieza's minions and Dodoria and stuff, and Bardock kills Frieza's minions, and then Dodoria comes in and beats the shit out of Bardock. And then Bardock gets that really cool like bandana. I think he gets it when he first arrives to the planet and finds his friends dead, because the bandana was covered in his friend's blood. Which is the one, I think, on the right on the right side of him, right here in the picture behind him, and like the light blue Saiyan armor and dark blue right there. But after that, as you know, when a Saiyan loses in battle, he does get stronger. But Bardock keeps seeing all these visions. He's seeing the future, and he's starting to pick up on it. And what's really cool is, I think, what was really badass, we see like Kid Vegeta, and Vegeta was a badass even when he was little. You see Vegeta's dad, I think, talk to him for a little bit too, but it was cool seeing Vegeta training, fighting the Cybermen right here, and you do see Nappa in it as well, so I thought that was pretty cool that we get to see Vegeta in it when he was a kid. And then we do see in the movie as well, they they send Goku off to planet Earth, and that's pretty cool that we get to see that. And then Bardock starts picking up on everything, and then he notices that Frieza is really trying to kill his people and the Saiyans, so Bardock goes out there to face him, and he's ready to just fight Frieza, and Frieza's minions are trying to stop him, but Bardock fights his way through because he is getting more powerful and stronger. But then Frieza just does his death ball and just destroys the Saiyans right there, as you can see. Pretty sad seeing that, but the Saiyans were kind of a messed up race. They were kind of screwed up, some screwed up aliens doing some pretty mean things, but Bardock seemed like he started to have a little bit of a change of heart, because he started to see Goku, how good his son was, and that he destroys Frieza, defeats Frieza and everything. But it was a great story. I love this movie, definitely one of my favorites. That's why it's my number 4 in my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies right here. So anyway, let's move on to number 3. Number 3. And my number 3 favorite Dragon Ball Z movie is definitely Tree of Might. This was such an awesome Dragon Ball Z movie, even though it was an older one, and Super Saiyan wasn't, Goku didn't achieve Super Saiyan yet, so that wasn't even in the picture. It was just an awesome Dragon Ball Z movie. Just the fighting in it, the anime fighting, just all the fights in it were just incredible. I think this has some of the best Dragon Ball Z action in a movie. Really, really awesome stuff. So you have this guy, Turles, comes down to planet Earth. He's trying to plant this tree because it grows a fruit that makes you extremely powerful. He succeeds in doing that. Goku and his friends trying to destroy this tree because it's destroying everything on the Earth. It's killing all the plants and everything's dying. So Goku and the Z Fighters trying to destroy this tree. And meanwhile, Turles and his group come down and they start. They say, "Stop messing around with the tree." Blah blah blah. They start fighting and everything, and it's cool. Everybody pretty much has their own person to fight in it. It's not just one villain versus the whole Z Fighters. It's like 5-on-5 or something, or 5-on-6 or something like that. So it was really cool seeing that. Like Gohan was fighting the short dude, Piccolo was fighting some other guy, and it was just really cool seeing that. But eventually, I mean, I think Piccolo was really he was really fighting, taking care of business. And then Turles comes out of nowhere and just blasts him and just really F's him up. And then everybody starts getting beat up, like Krillin, Yamcha, all of them. They all start getting beat up. Gohan gets taken, and then Goku comes up, and then he just takes out Turles' dudes, like left and right, taking them down. I just loved when Goku fought them all. That was one of the best fights of Goku fighting some villains. It was just really, really awesome anime action. This is definitely a classic Dragon Ball Z movie right here. That's why it's my number 3. It is one of my favorites. I did want to put other movies up in here, but this movie is definitely in my top 3 favorites and my top 5 list. I really love what they did with this movie. There's Turles' little minions right there. Gohan was fighting that purple dude, which was funny. Who was Piccolo fighting? I think he was fighting the I forgot who he was fighting. I need to watch this movie again. I love this movie, but that's Turles' group right there. And then Turles, Goku start fighting, and Turles eventually gets the fruit, eats it, so he becomes really, really powerful, just beating the crap out of Goku. And then all of a sudden, Goku just gets his power. I think this is when he was fighting Turles' group, this picture right here. But Goku brings out his inner power, and he is able to defeat Turles. And it was just an amazing Dragon Ball Z movie. If you haven't seen this one, you definitely need to check it out. It is definitely a classic Dragon Ball Z movie. That's why Dragon Ball Z Tree of Might is my number 3 in my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies. Anyway, let's move on to number 2 and then number 1. Number 2. And number 2 on my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies is definitely Dragon Ball Z Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, which is the first movie of the 3 Broly movies, which is definitely a classic Dragon Ball Z movie to me. I love this movie. That's why it's my number 2. I loved everything about this movie. I just thought it was a little odd why Broly hates Goku, which I'll tell you guys in a second. I just thought that was the only odd thing about it. I loved the story. I loved the fighting in it. Great anime action. Just a great Dragon Ball Z movie. Definitely check it out. The second Broly movie was good, but the third one I thought was kind of whack. It's alright to watch, but I really don't like it at all. But, so I'm pretty sure it starts off like this. It shows little baby Broly on the left and a little baby Goku on the right. And Goku's just sitting there crying, wah, 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 and then Broly's just sitting there, and it looks like he's getting aggravated or something, maybe getting driven crazy. This is what I thought about it, of why Broly hates Goku. That maybe his crying was driving him insane or crazy, or it made him upset and made him cry. That's what I gathered from it, which I find that really weird. I don't know how you remember stuff from an itty-bitty baby practically just born, even though it's weird how Saiyans are born with hair, but oh well. But that's why Broly hates Goku, because Goku was next to him as baby, and he just kept crying and crying, and then eventually made Broly cry, so... Or it was because the guys were laughing that they said, "Oh, look, Bardock's son made, what's his name? What's Broly's father's name? I forgot how to pronounce it. Pegasus or something like that. Making his son cry, ah ha ha ha." So maybe that's why Broly hates Goku. Still not sure about that. But, anyway, randomly on planet Earth, well, King Kai first tells Goku that there is a legendary Super Saiyan going all over the galaxy. destroying planets and people, and Goku goes out searching for him. And then the spacecraft lands on planet Earth, goes up to Vegeta, a bunch of soldiers, and then Pegasus, whatever his name is, goes up to Vegeta. He's like, King Vegeta, finally found you. We've been trying to gather whatever Saiyans are left. We're making another planet Vegeta on this new planet we found, blah, 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 blah. Why don't you come with us? We'll show you. So they all go. Trunks follows him, and the rest of the Z Fighters go, with Master Roshi as well. So they all go to this new planet. Eventually, Goku tracks the legendary Super Saiyan power level to that planet, so he eventually instant transmissions there, and Krillin punches him in the face by accident, which was pretty funny. But Goku and Broly, when they first bump into each other, they get a crazy ass stare down going on. Goku knows something ain't right. Broly's about to flip the F out and lose his shit, but Broly's father has like this little gem or something that a scientist created to have Broly calm down so he doesn't snap and go crazy into the legendary Super Saiyan, because really Broly's father was setting up Vegeta to get payback from Vegeta's father from screwing Broly and him and his father over. So he used like this amulet to calm Broly down and stuff. But Goku knows something's awkward about it, something ain't right, and eventually stuff happens. Vegeta's trying to look for him, so is Goku. They're both trying to look for the legendary Super Saiyan, and they can't find him, so they're about to leave the planet, and Pegasus is trying to get them to stop. But then Goku tells Vegeta that the legendary Super Saiyan's right under your nose, and then all of a sudden some more stuff happens, and Broly just flips out, and he turns into this beast of a Super Saiyan, and just the reaction of the Z Fighters like Goku and Vegeta, they just are in shock of how powerful this guy is right here. He gets humongous, and his power level is just off the charts, and most of the Z Fighters start fighting him and trying to stop him. And what I hated in this movie is that Vegeta was a little freaking bitch. I hated that Akira Toriyama did that to Vegeta, because I don't think Vegeta really would have acted like that, which really pissed me off. I think Akira Toriyama does that BS sometimes just to us Vegeta fans to piss us off, like in Battle of Gods, how he made him dance like a little biatch in it, but whatever. But anyway, all the Z Fighters trying to fight Broly. Broly is just destroying them and beating the living crap out of them. This dude's just too powerful. Goku, Trunks, and Gohan, they're trying to stop him. I think eventually Piccolo shows up and he starts fighting and everything. I think even Master Roshi went to take him on at one time, but Krillin like stopped him, or Oolong stopped him or something. But Broly is just too damn powerful. He's just beating the crap out of them, and it's just, I just love the power of Broly. I love his green energy. I think it is really cool. I love the SH Figure Arts figure of Broly. Broly is just a really, really cool character. That's what really made this movie, was the villain in it. Sometimes that makes a movie just really awesome because of how cool the villain is, how badass the villain is, just how his character is. And that was something that was really cool about this movie, because Broly is a really awesome character. To me, this is the Hulk of Dragon Ball Z right here. He's just a freaking badass, but the Z Fighters don't know how to stop him. Eventually, Vegeta gets his pride back and grows some freaking balls again. And then he tries to stop Broly at some point, and Broly just destroys him. And all the Z Fighters are down. Broly's beating the shit out of him, as you can see right here. Goku is just beating the shit right there. And then eventually, Goku figures something out. He asks all the Z Fighters, like, I need your energy, I need your power, because Broly just is about to kill them all. And they all give him the power, and the Vegeta's acting like an a-hole about it. He's like, I'm not giving you my power, blah, 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 why should I give it to you? And then eventually he gives it to Goku, and then Goku is able to defeat Broly and destroy Broly. So, really great movie. I tried to tell you the best I can, the story. It's a great movie. I love the length of it. It is definitely over an hour long. It's like an hour and 10 minutes, so I love that it was a long movie and it was over an hour. But this is definitely one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z movies, and it is one of the best Dragon Ball Z movies, so definitely check it out. That's why it's number 2 on my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies. Anyway, let's move on to number 1. Number 1 And my number one movie in my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies is definitely Dragon Ball Z Bojack, Bojack, Bojack Unbound. This is definitely my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. I love the story, love the villains, love the fighting, loved everything about this movie. I think this is the best Dragon Ball Z movie, and I'm mad that it was a movie. It should have been in the series. Instead of, I think, the Majin Buu being the main villain in the Dragon Ball Z series at the end of it, it should have been Bojack and his little minions. They're such great villains. They were very powerful. Kira Toriyama could have made them a lot stronger, so it could have put the Z Fighters in more of a challenge, made it a long ass series. I just thought it was a great movie. It was a long movie as well, over an hour also, so that is really cool. But anyway, you got this guy named Bojack, and you got, I think he had 4 people in his group, and they were locked away in a little, like, prison on King Kai's planet. But when Goku brought Cell there, and Cell blew up the planet, it set free Bojack and his little group right there. So they're set free. And there's a tournament going on Earth, and then all the Z Fighters are in it, and the finalists get to fight these aliens from other planets, friendly aliens for friendly fights, but something goes wrong. Bojack's people kills them, and they're really hiding on the finalist rounds. So when the finalists go to fight them, they're not fighting those aliens, they're actually fighting Bojack's people. Just his little group right here. He does have one more dude who has like a sword, who I thought was really, really cool, and had one of the coolest fights with Trunks. But then you see this big dude next to Bojack on the right. Not that short dude, but the one who has the, looks like he's about to shoot a little blast out his finger. He kills somebody, everybody sees it on TV, they start freaking out, and then, shit hits fan, and shit's about to go down, so now the Z Fighters know something's wrong, because Krillin starts fighting the girl, she beats crap out of him, Gohan starts fighting that little guy on the right, and all of a sudden Trunks starts fighting this dude right here, and it's cool because they both have swords. But this fight was so freaking cool, one of my favorite fights in the movie, maybe I think the best fight in the movie, Trunks versus this guy right here. They had a really cool fight. He was really giving Trunks a run for his money, but Trunks was holding his own. The guy on the right transforms. He turns to like a lighter green color and got way more powerful, which is really cool. And it looks like he had like some sort of gem that made him a lot stronger. It was cool. It was like their version of a Super Saiyan. And then he started beating the crap out of Trunks, and then Trunks goes Super Saiyan, and then bam, punches a hole right through his stomach or chest and destroys him, which was really cool. You got badass Trunks right there. I hope we get a figure of this version of Trunks. That'd be awesome. But that was cool right there. And then Bojack, I keep calling him Bojack, but Bojack pops up and then knocks Trunks out. Vegeta notices something is wrong because Vegeta wasn't there, because Vegeta hasn't been the same since Goku died after the Cell games and stuff. So you could tell Vegeta was upset, because that was Vegeta's buddy. But Vegeta knows something is wrong. Piccolo actually left the tournament because he thought it was a joke, and then he realized shit's going down, so Piccolo showed up first. Yeah, that's right. Piccolo showed up first, then Vegeta shows up after. But Piccolo starts trying to fight Bojack. Bojack beats the shit out of him, and then all of a sudden, bam, big explosion. The Prince of All Saiyans arrives, saves Trunks, and I think he saved Gohan as well, and then he pops out of nowhere. And then Vegeta starts having this badass showdown. He starts having a fight with Bojack. And I'm a little pissed off because they cut that fight a little too short. I think Vegeta should have held his own a little bit more against Bojack, because that would have been a lot cool. But Bojack beats the shit out of Vegeta as well, so it's like, oh shit. Like, who do we turn to now? The Z Fighters are in shit. Vegeta was one of the strongest and the one we can rely on to save the planet, so it seems like the Z Fighters are all down. They're getting the shit kicked out of them. Bojack turns into like his version of a Super Saiyan. He gets all strong. I think Trunks and Gohan trying to fight him, but he's beating the crap out of him. And then Bojack's like strangling, like bear hugging Gohan, and he's literally about to kill him, and Goku's dead. And Goku keeps going to King Kai. He's like, King Kai, we need to do something. He's gonna kill Gohan. And then all of a sudden, Goku just instant transmissions does an instant transmission, and then bam, punches Bojack right in the face. Bojack's like, "What the beep?" And Goku grabs Gohan, and he's telling Gohan like, "Look, let your inner power out. Stop holding back. Let it out. You got to destroy these people." So Gohan's just like, "All right, Dad, I'll do what I got to do." And then bam, we get badass Gohan. The rest of Bojack's minions go to try to stop Gohan, like the little dude with the turban, and then the other bigger dude. And Gohan just fucking, sorry for the language, Gohan just rips him apart, destroys him, just like that. And then the girl is like afraid to go fight him, and then Bojack kills his own person, and Bojack goes to fight Gohan, and he really has no chance, and Bojack's giving him everything, and then Gohan just defeats Bojack, and it was just a great movie. I loved everything about it. That's why it's my #1 favorite Dragon Ball Z movie, and it still is. I haven't seen a revival of Frieza yet, but this movie, definitely my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. I'm really upset that it was a movie and it's not, and it wasn't in the TV series. I think the Bojack and his group of evil henchmen deserved a longer time in Dragon Ball Z. I think they were cut short because of this movie. Even though the movie was long, I think they would have been great villains in the Dragon Ball Z series. But the movie was great, my favorite movie, and that's why Dragon Ball Z, Bojack Unbound is my #1 favorite Dragon Ball Z movie and my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies. But anyway, that is my video of my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, then oh well, I don't really care. And let me know what your top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z movies are in the comments below. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.